Now, so with all of the other events going on in game and the new patch kind of bringing in quite a lot of stuff to do, it's quite easy to overlook the fact that there is actually a Porsche Carrera GT special event ongoing at the moment. And yeah, like that has some pretty harsh car rewards towards the end of it, which a lot of them you can get epic import parts for inside the Legend store. So it might be a good idea over the next couple of weeks to keep an eye out for some of those. As well as the events that are kind of releasing along with this event, it pretty much requires quite a lot of, if not all of the other Porsches in game, including quite a few of the kind of lower rated ones at gold. So it needs the Porsche 718 Cayman at gold towards the end of this event, the Porsche 911 GTS Coupe, that B-class car, at gold as well, and towards the end of the event you'll need a 911 Targa 4S at gold. So if you see epics for those during this event, it can be an idea to kind of pick them up and see, depending on how far through this you kind of want to grind up. And I'm talking about like stages around the 20 mark there for some of those cars. Obviously as you start off this event, you just need some of the very base Porsche models. Yeah, one thing to point out, and I can't stress this enough, look at the Porsches and make sure you're buying the right ones if you're going after blueprints and stuff for those, because there is so many Porsches in game right now, and Porsche cars have a tendency to all look very similar, and some of them have a lot of the same names. So you've got like, yeah, the GT RS1, the GT3 RS, and yeah, there's a lot of different variations on the Porsche 911. So I would just say be careful when it comes to buying blueprint packs and stuff, and make sure you double check before you get anything if it's definitely what you need for this. Now, I'm just going to cover a couple of the first days of this event. So guys, really appreciate it if you give a click on the sub button down below. I'm going to be covering, like I said, the events from the first 2 days of this, and just giving little tips and pointers on how to actually do those. And yeah, I'm going to be opening a bunch of packs as well for the Fernando special event. Now, and I'm going to be opening a bunch of the packs as well for the Fernando's Legacy pack, just because those contain the Porsche GT3 RS, which is required later on in this event because of opening packs in this as well. I'll also be taking a look at this Fernando's Legacy Relay packs, because yeah, there's quite a few blueprints to be had from those guaranteed, as well as a bunch of packs and a slight mistake, which I find quite funny, but I'll be opening those as well when I'm opening up my packs later on in this video. So yeah, I'll add chapter marks in this video, so if you want to see stage 1, stage 2, or the pack opening of those Fernando packs, that's for you, Ziggy. Now, so if we see stage 1 here, it's got 3 different requirements, and that is the nitro time, perform 360s, and beat a race time. And normally in events like this, I would say it can be easiest to separate out doing something like those 360s and the race time. But you can actually combine them together if you've got a powerful enough version of the Cayman. Say mine here is, yeah, maxed out. And yeah, like this track doesn't have a whole lot of actual ramps where you can use 360s off of, but it does have a ton of barrel roll ramps, and you can make use of those to also throw the car into the air in 360 state. It just takes a small bit of a strange approach to doing it. But yeah, they can all be used, so you can definitely get your 8 here. Now, if you've got a lower tuned version of the 718, just take those tasks and do them as 2 separate things. So go for the speed or go for the 360s, depending on, like I said, if you've got that lower tuned version of the car. But it is definitely possible to do this with even a midly tuned one, just making sure that you're 360ing before you come to ramps. The car will just lock in that 360 state, and it doesn't really matter the type of ramp you go up, it will still 360 when you're going into the air. So you can even fling it from, like I say, all of those barrel roll ramps. AI is incredibly aggressive on this stage. It's really like hard to kind of line up some of the ramps just because of how aggressive that AI is. It can be quite nuts. Again, these would be barrel roll ramps, just 360 coming down into them, and yeah, you'll throw the car into a 360 state instead of a barrel roll. It's wouldn't be an ideal way of making use of those ramps for race time, but at the same time, if you've got the quest to do barrel rolls, or I mean the quest to do 360s instead of barrel rolls, yeah, definitely you can make use of all those jumps there. At your nitro time, easily got 8 360s and 121, done with 4 seconds to spare like that. So yeah, can just combine the two of those if you've got a decent enough powered 718. Now, stage 2 then, you're making use of the 718 that's unlocked in the Grand Prix, but you're gifted a free trial of the maxed out version of that car. Also, this can be used as a good place to try out that car and see what you actually think of it, and if it's worth your while gunning for that Grand Prix as hard as possible, because yeah, that's ongoing right now with the qualifications are up for that, so make sure you're putting in some times in that. But right here, you've got very basic airtime 5 seconds, shockwaves of 4, and beat a race time of 120. Now, because of the fact that this one is on Himalayas, that 5 seconds of airtime is almost a guarantee. I think you'd be harder to go through cave heat without spending 5 seconds in the air, given the fact that there's a massive jump at one point in the track that's at least 2 to 3 seconds by itself. So yeah, that's a given. The only thing you really need is the shockwaves. And if anyone looked at my video regarding the doing 100 shockwaves in a race, you could just knock that out immediately if you wanted to, and if you were in any way worried of the actual yeah, like shock, you know, that you would forget to use shockwaves, because good nitro management, realistically you might not end up using that many shockwaves. But yeah, I'm gonna just deliberately bring the car up to that shockwaveable state and just do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So maybe throw in a 6 for good measure. But yeah, that's just a case of that's that goal done. And yeah, like I say, 5 seconds of airtime on this track is almost more difficult to not get. But I'm sure there's probably a route that you could take through this one, because like I said, this massive leap here, like it's 1, 2, 3 seconds in the air there, and yeah, like it's not really possible to avoid. Cool little car this, but I'm not sure exactly how much effort I'm gonna put into that Grand Prix for this one. We'll see. It depends kind of on how the placements and qualifications and stuff go, if I get put into a decent group. But yeah, like that's a fairly easy enough run on cave heat, and take all those boxes. You finish race, easily 5 seconds of airtime, 4 shockwaves, and yeah, beating that time handily enough there with like 3.5 seconds to spare. Just doing that nitro burst thing there, if you haven't seen that in some of my other videos, it is just a case of the nitro shockwave counts at that point where you initiate the nitro burst. Oh, it just needed 4 and I did a shockwave combo 6 at one point. So yeah, stage 1 and 2 fairly handy enough, I'd say, for most players, but yeah, just to get us on the road. Now, so these Fernando Legacy packs then, yeah, these have some, like, yeah, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, which is the main car that I'm looking for here, and the Porsche 911 GT1 Evolution. Now, the thing is, obviously, the 918 Spider's inside with these as well, and I have a strong inkling that that is going to take up nearly 10% of the drop rate of these packs. Because yeah, these featured item 20%, they are weighted heavily depending on the featured item, which is more featured than others. So like here, which sounds so weird to say it, but the 918 Spider is actually going to be considered the trash of these packs, I would think, just because of the fact of how common it is before this event. But once I open these packs, I'll actually give a markers down below as to what actually yeah, was opened inside in each one. So I'll give a rundown completely on what was in the packs overall of the featured items. the 911 GT1 Evolution. That would be awesome to get. Now, one class thing over the last time I would have done packs opening on my channel is the fact that now these packs epics also contain stuff like, the Chiron, the Fenner, the Senna, the Genti, the Aperta. Like, there's so many actual cool cars. Oh, the Vanda Electrics even inside there, and the Super Leggera. Like, so there's a lot more blueprints that I could actually make use of from these packs, even outside of the feature thing. So that's pretty cool. This patch has brought a lot. Now, one of the things I mentioned at the start as well is the fact that these relay packs, which are here for the entire event, now they're a pretty good deal in my opinion. 450 tokens, 500 tokens, and 750 tokens. And I really have to point out one thing that I just seen this and I just kind of laughed a small bit. Now, obviously, when it comes to graphics design, it's best to just kind of make quick use out of whatever you've got handy. So, obviously, here you've got the Fernando's Legacy small pack image, which they have made use of here for the Legacy Relay Pack number 1. But the problem with doing that is the fact that this Ferdinand's Legacy small pack has tokens inside there, as well as the credits and the packs. And obviously the thing that you buy for tokens doesn't have tokens in it, but it's got the same graphics. So the graphic actually for the relay pack number 1 ended up having tokens on there, even though the pack doesn't have tokens in it. Because that is just a case of copied and paste artwork. Don't do that. Watch what's actually in your packs if the graphic doesn't relate. But these packs obviously do not have tokens. That graphic is incorrect. But these are pretty cool, like when you think about it in terms of the weight going through this. Like, this is just basically like to get to the Evolution ones at the end, which is 5 guaranteed blueprints, which is pretty class. And these all come with the Fernando's packs as well as you're going through that. So I said I'd just pop these ones open just so people can see kind of what to expect. Now, obviously, the weakest portion about these is the fact that there is no guaranteed cars inside those. But awesome, there's my Furai, and there's a star up already for that GT3 RS. So 450 tokens, a Leggera blueprint, or Super Leggera. And another 4 for the GT3 RS. So because of the fact that there is no guaranteed packs inside in these, they can obviously be a small bit worrying. But with a 20% drop rate and getting 10 packs, there's kind of no real worry. One thing I would point out, by the way, if anyone's screaming at their screen right now, there's a trade coin bonus later on in the season pass. There is. It's at about level 40. And realistically, I'm kind of stuck for a car to upgrade and put upgrades onto, and I need to be doing it to that 911 GT3 RS later on in this event anyway. So that's kind of why I want to be just doing that early rather than later on. I know I would get more trade coins if I did this towards the latter half of the season pass, but it would end up kind of costing me tokens a small little bit. But this pack for me is just mostly 500 tokens for those 3 packs, because obviously the 911 GT3 cards are completely worthless from this, as well as those. That's the bad thing about no guaranteed blueprints. But that is just a 500 purchase just to get onto the actual Legacy at the end, which is another just 3 packs, but also it does include 5 guaranteed drops for that. Cool. And a Furai. Some 918, and there's a start of the way towards the 911 GT1. Now, just one quick check-in. GT3 RS needs 24 blueprints for the next upgrade. So, time to get to work. And it is... no. Don't want those. GT3 RS by 4. Still lots of trash inside these, obviously, but La Ferrari, more Porsche Targa, and cool, at the guaranteed of actual 911 GT1s. Still, it's cool enough to get some cards inside there that are required. but it is just 24 blueprints in for the third star for that GT3 RS. The 918 Spider is the kind of worst case scenario inside in these packs, because yeah, that is a featured car, but it is obviously not the featured car I want. The 01, I nearly actually have it maxed out now from purchasing those for just credits, and ooh, tasty. 8 of those back to back. And the pack that everyone in comments normally says, don't go for those, they never pay off. Yeah, they're awesome. Now, to be fair, they're cheaper now for me, and it is just a case of, yeah, there's a Furai upgrade from it, because of the fact that there is so many of those random cards that are like not the featured items that are still of benefit to me. So I really can't say no to a half price card. I get that second star for my Furai, which already has the carbon fiber body applied to it, because it had that applied before I even unlocked this, courtesy of that glitch, which has been now removed from the game. But yeah, I do love the look of the Furai. I just hate the fact that that whole event that it was tied to originally nearly made me kind of stop playing this game for quite a bit, actually. Ooh, GT3 RS. My 01 getting closer to the end. Oh, the Lancer Evolution, the real featured car. Some Fanda Electrics. Slightly salty about that removal from the store. Don't do stuff like that. And more 911 GT3. The 911 GT1. That's cool. So that's halfway to being unlocked anyway. Buy one more pack. Yosh! Especially with a 20% drop rate as well. I mean, there is always a potential to just get trash inside there, but my luck will balance out over the sheer amount of blueprints and packs that I'm going to be opening. Like I said, I want to star up that GT3 RS a couple of times. Skillus. It kind of depends on just how many blueprints it actually requires to get each new star for that one. And the featured one being the 918. That one only had like a single item of use inside the 911 GT3. I kind of hate that bar thing that pops up at the end of the screen, just because of the fact I really don't want to buy a single pack, because those are really bad luck apparently, so I've heard. Some Nismo, some Cayman. So like, there's a lot of cards inside in these packs for newer racers, just in terms of like skilling up quite a few cool cars. But it is just a case of for myself, another pack with just a single useful item, the 911 blueprints. I can actually see where the thing is underneath that. Some Porsche Targa. Another card that will come into use during this actual event. So I mean, there's such an amount of Porsches in the game now, and the problem is with those that they all look very, very similar to each other. 911 again. I need to see the yes, gamble more option. .911 GT3 and the King. Always good to get some blueprints for the old King. I'm just wondering, like, Aventador SV again would be awesome if you didn't have it maxed out. Amazing, like, high speed car. There's my third star for that though, which has been a long time in the works. And I really don't want. The thing that would absolutely kill in this is just a jackpot of 918 Spider blueprints. It would actually kind of hurt a small little bit. Star up to improve your car. Yes, do it, because I want to just see how many actual blueprints are required for the next star up then. Because it's kind of one of those things where, like, it's not initially needed at max. It's just a case of later on, there's kind of like tiered rewards where it's star tiered. So you won't be able to get through as many of the actual rewards if you don't, have that tuned up. Let's see though, it's 32 blueprints for the next one. What I'll probably do is spend tokens and down as far as the 30k mark and see how I get on with that then. So if I get that GT1 unlocked, that would be awesome. If not, I will just stop up at the 30k mark, because I'm quite happy now with it at 3 stars. Getting the evolution unlocked would obviously be awesome, and that would be unlocked from scratch with just 10,000 tokens, so that wouldn't be too bad. Cool, some actual W Motorsports useful blueprints. They're like cool. That's a car that I have at 5 stars. Just need 10 more blueprints for it, but obviously they only come from like the kind of, yeah, these aren't going to have their own packs anytime soon, I can't imagine. So it's going to be cool to pick up 1 or 2 of these here and there where available. So that's one of the little bonuses with getting these, yeah, just packs of featured other cars. But yeah, it's really nice since the last update, the fact that there is now useful cars in there for loads of other cars. Useful blueprints, I mean, not useful cars. There's also 918 blueprints and 911 blueprints. But yeah, I knew that these packs would be weighted fairly heavily towards that 918. The one thing, like I said, is just absolutely... Oh, is that another one with just 4 for that in there? At least these are cool, because it's also 4 blueprints instead of like the 3 and 15. And yup. I usually just go for these, but obviously you have no guaranteed or featured blueprints in those buy one get one free pack. It's just a case of you get 2 packs effectively for the price of 1. But yeah, it's like probably the cheapest packs you can get, so I just go for it for the sake of it's a fun little gamble. 2 more Furai, starting into the 3rd star of that. That'll save me some credits just buying those. Nice. That 911 is getting closer to being unlocked. I may just go ahead and finish off the unlocking of that. Ooh, that could be that could be a dangerous one to actually say now, considering the fact that I just need 4 blueprints for that, but that could take an infinity amount of actual yeah, opening cards. Let's see. Look, hasn't been too bad with these, to be fair. Just again, no 918 jackpot clicks, and I am going to be happy with this one or the other. This is sent me below the 30k, but I'll see if I can unlock that 911. Cool, a Senna blueprint and more 911 GT3 RS. Yeah, that's not a bad pack, regardless of what the featured. Oh, phew. Just don't jackpot. I've got my eye on you. 01 GT3 RS, GT3 RS, and McLaren Senna. Again, another addition to these packs, since that's 5 stars for me, and I've got a lot of the epic import parts for it. So really, I'm just gonna enjoy picking up blueprints for those as they go. Why not? Because of a glitch in the game, I know the fact that I've got a star up or a car unlock in this bag. There we go. It's GT3. Yeah, the UI change. Class. The UI changes slightly at the top of the screen just when you would open a pack, which will give you a star up or car unlock. So yeah, I knew there was either gotta be a jackpot for the GT3 RS or else the Porsche 911 getting unlocked. Boom. That's a nice car to have in the garage. Even at 1 star, it's just, yeah, I really like to kind of have all the cars across the garage, and yeah, that one is one of the prettier like Porsches in my opinion, but cool little get. And I said I'd do the toting up and mat on those to see the balance and where the blueprints actually fell, and there's the result over the 12 different 10 packs that were opened. So yeah, I got 11 of the 918, 11 GT3 RS, and 12 of the 911 GT1 Evolution. Yeah, so that's couldn't be more split down the middle. If you're looking for 2 of the cars in that, that's like not bad in that case. If that is the case over like a large thing, obviously that's still a relatively small sample size, but 10,000 plus tokens. But still, yeah, I just said I'd throw up the math on that just to see. It is actually a fairly even spread across them. So yeah, in like 12 10 packs then I got 34 featured items. 12 of those were guaranteed. So yeah, of the then remaining 108 look-based packs, there was 22 featured items. So in case anybody was wondering as well, that 100 tokens for winning with the Porsche 911 GT1 Evolution, yeah, that is perfectly doable with the car at stock rating completely. Just a 1 run with it, and yeah, that is completely stocked still. So 1,625. It's possible to win that race, get back 100 tokens. The only problem is it is a 1-star car as I have it currently, which means it's on the left hand side of that Stargate. And yeah, as such, you can use it to get 100 tokens by winning, but you cannot get one of the event packs with it because of the fact that, yeah, it's not at 3 stars. So that was about 11,000 tokens used between the Ferdinand's legacy packs here and the 3 relay packs as well. So I mean, not too bad to be honest. And you know what, honestly, I'm just quite happy that there is so many new places in ways of like spending tokens and stuff, because yeah, we had so long, especially for racers like myself, who we've had like event after event after event of just the same cars returning. Like yeah, we do have the Scalo Super Electra. Ziggy correctly stating somebody dumped for some tokens. And yeah, he is right indeed. Fernando lives. But yeah, please don't point out to me in the comments that that is not what those packs are called. I know. Blame Ziggy. He is a bad influence. And yeah, guys, if this is one of the first videos you watched on my channel, please click sub button up there over my head. I'll be covering all the days of this Carrera special event, as well as I'll be doing some stuff as well on that Grand Prix in the next day or so. Up there you've got Indie Rowdy, where I take a look at indie games on Nintendo Switch, and at this side you've got something that YouTube thinks you'll like from my channel. Alright guys, good luck, drive safe, and yeah, good luck with the Fernando packs.